Okay, so hello everybody. We are doing our Zoom event tonight. This is Wednesday night and we're just excited that everybody is on, and I'm waving hello for everybody who's coming on right now. You are automatically muted out just so that there wasn't a lot of background noise since there's a lot of people coming on. But you know what, that's even hard for me because I always love to have little conversations going on. So at the end, when we're done, if anyone wants to unmute at the end and say goodbye or make a comment or ask a question, then you can do that. So tonight is about a lot of stuff, but it really was the question that was on the pick collage was really about running for red and who wants to run for red and why would you want to run to be in a red jacket. And so we're going to cover a little bit of that, but we also are going to be covering why we're so excited right now. And there are so many reasons why we are so excited right now. And I just had to do this so we could all come together and celebrate the amazing things that the company is doing and all the things that we have to look forward to. So if you've noticed, I don't know if you like my earrings. Do you like my earrings? Those are the key earrings that, that you will be able to earn this month, in the month of September, for your 600 wholesale orders. And of course, y'all better your key jewelry. Well, this is the key jewelry for this month. And when I opened up the little box, it was like, yay! I get some key earrings to go with all my beautiful stuff. So okay, so first of all, happy September. It's hard to believe that it's September already, and September is one of my most favorite months. This is a month where everybody just really kind of digs in and gets very serious about focusing on their business. The kids are back at school. Everything is cleared, and now we are in great celebration. But I want you to know I have great congratulations to all those women who started the seminar year off and really started it with a launch of success. All those women who placed their wholesale orders in the month of July, in the month of August, and now it's going to be in the month of September. Our advance this year is the 19th, 20th, and 21st of October. And we are in Omaha, Nebraska at the glorious and gorgeous Hilton Hotel. We were there last year and it was so beautiful. They did such a great job. We decided to return again this year. And of course, our visiting NSD National Sales Director is National Sales Director Gloria Mayfield Banks, and we are going to have such a fun time with her. The directors are going to be coming in actually on Thursday and having director time all together Thursday and Friday. The DIQs are joining us on Friday afternoon, and then the actual event starts at 6 o'clock on Friday with our accelerated rally that we're going to be doing. So there are qualifications in place for those women who are star consultants this quarter, which is ending the 15th of September, and then those women who are in their red jackets. So red jackets and star consultants will be able to register. You can register right now. Actually, the registration is up and it's raring to go. The deadline for the registration is the 17th of September. So we're giving you the deadline of the 15th to get your star consultant positioned, and so you can register and be on there. If you know for sure you're already a star, or you're absolutely without a doubt non-negotiable going to be a star, you can go ahead and register, because I know when you commit, you completely commit and you get it done. So I have no worries about that, because I know how remarkable all of you are. And I have to tell you, I mean, my heart just swells because you are mine, and you are the most intelligent, most beautiful, most kind, gracious, considerate, generous women in all the universe. And I can feel that from all of you. It's really a heartbeat and it's an energy when we're all on the same page with the same intention. And that is why Mary Kay created this company in the first place. She really wanted to take a stand for offering something for women. You know, when she started this month, in September when she started this company, and she made that decision that she was going to offer women an opportunity that she didn't have for herself. That decision was not about her, Mary Kay Ash. It was about this for the sake of other women, for the sake of all of us that have had the benefit and the blessing of being a part of this company, and the abundance and the prosperity and the lifestyle. And you can consider me as being phenomenally grateful for this business and this opportunity, and grateful that it came into my life at a point in time where I needed I needed an answer, and I needed a solution. And I join the references when I say that Mary Kay is an opportunity that brings solutions and answers to women's lives sometimes when we didn't even know we needed that solution, because there's so many aspects of our business that benefit our lives, and we talk about the fact that it's about transforming our lives. So it's not just about one segment of our lives, it's about all different kinds of segments in our lives. It's about the financial, it's about having a business, it's about owning your own business and being able to be an entrepreneur, but learning about owning a business, learning about how to build something, how to create something, how to make it incredibly successful, and how to put yourself in a position where you absolutely can become financially independent, to be able to make more income because of an opportunity like this than you can make doing anything else. And when I was teaching school, finances was definitely something that we needed badly at that point in time in our life, since Brian was in college full time, and we were very, very far in debt, and we were just kind of surviving, just putting one foot in front of the other, and definitely life was more in control of us than we were in control of our lives, even though we were very happy. And I truly believe happiness is a choice. It's not a circumstance, and it's not based on a circumstance. I've also known that when you want to make changes in your life, that God does not necessarily change our circumstances, but he changes two things. He changes our perspective on our circumstances, and he also changes the woman. And when the woman is changed, then she believes that she can change her circumstances. And Mary Kay was a conduit of that when she started this business. So we're going to talk about what kind of heart we have right now as far as a heart for progress in our lives. And then we're going to talk about some of the changes and the new things that are going on in our company that set us up for great success. You know that Nathan Moore, who is our president, came on board a couple years ago, and Nathan, when he came on board, made a big decision to create a huge vision for where we were going with our future. And with that decision, he really put out a question to all the national sales directors, and in particular, the Inner Circle national sales directors. The very first thing he did is he made a phone call to each one of us individually and asked us questions about our vision and our excitement, our love and our passion for the company, where we were going, what we wanted to accomplish, how we wanted to help our women to the best of our abilities, and how we felt that we could accomplish that, how we could. So then he gathered lots of information from all of us, and he called us to Dallas, Texas. He brought us in as the Inner Circle, and he met with all of us, and he said, if we could make this company even greater than it currently is right now, which is our mission. It's not to settle in. It's not to be complacent. It's to look at the future and forge ahead. If it could be the greatest opportunity on the face of the earth, which we believe that it is at this moment, but it could be even richer, even better, even more abundant. How would we go about doing that? Well, of course, we know when we sell the product, we make 50%. That's the highest percentage commission that's paid in any direct sales company. And that in itself is incredibly awesome. In fact, I remember when I came home from my very first Saturday of skincare classes, one after another. And I walked in the door, and if Brian said to me, okay, so how much, was not, did you have a good time? Like, did you have fun? Did those women have a good time? No, his question was, right, everybody can like lip service it along with me. Like his question was, so how much money did you make? Like how much product did you sell? And I said, well, I really don't even know right now. I just know I had so much fun, and they loved the product, and they were like looking better, feeling better, walking taller when they walked out than when they came in, smiling and excited. I mean, like so excited to be able to take this product home. And so when we sat down and we counted up the pink tickets and we figured out what my profit was, he said, well, how much of this profit is yours? And I said, well, 50%. And I remember him saying, that cannot be, like 50%. Are you? Nah, maybe 30%. And I pulled out the consultant guide and I said 50%. Right here, it's mine. 50%. And he said, you just made more money this one day, this day of Saturday, than you make teaching school all week long. You made more money in one day. So do you have more of these on your books, like more appointments on your books? He went from being kind of permissive supportive to being incredibly supportive. And then the more that I built my business, and the more that he realized that the income continues to grow, it was just a few months later that he said to me, you know what, we really need to look at this, because you are not working more hours right now, but your income every single month is increasing. It's increasing because your sales are higher, because your confidence is there, but also because you've gained customers, and the more customers you have, the more that they're reordering product. Even right away, they're adding to what they initially started with. And now you have sponsoring commissions that are coming in on top of your sales with your initial parties, and with your customers, you have sponsoring commissions. So we're going to talk about those sponsoring commissions and the difference that it makes, because the company just made a huge commitment in lots of different areas. One, we have a brand new manufacturing facility that is just about to open, and that was over $100 million invested in that manufacturing facility. $100 million in a manufacturing facility in Dallas, Texas. And why did we need to do that? One, because it also expanded our R&D department, our research and development department. We have a brand new scientist that we hired also right after Nathan came on the scene, Dr. Lucy Gilday. And those of you who went to seminar, you saw Dr. Lucy, and she has hired a team of 10 new scientists that have expanded our research and development department so that we can be coming up with products that no one else has even ever heard of yet. And that is their goal, and that is their mission. And they're going to be phenomenal. Our product line now is phenomenal. Our TimeWise 3D launch has been unbelievably successful, flying off the shelves like crazy. Our first question to Nathan is that we're not going to run out. And he said, no, we are not going to run out. We know this is going to be a home run. We know it's going to be a game changer and a hit, and we are prepared and we are ready. We backed it up with, of course, 1 million TimeWise 3D sets that were sold by Seminar, and then the company contributed $1 million to our charitable foundation as a result of that generosity. But this manufacturing facility now has room for our research and development department to be able to do the testing that they want to be doing, and also the development of those products that I just mentioned. But in addition to that, those are products we haven't even seen yet. They're products we don't even know about yet. And they are, and then beyond the ones that they already are working on getting ready to launch, there are countless countless formulations that are in the works, in the research. And then why the manufacturing? Because we have packaging that we want to launch that our old facility did not have the ability to create, like packaging that's futuristic, packaging that is going to be so exciting. We're not going to be able to wait to be able to show people what this packaging is going to be all about. So this research, our brand new manufacturing facility, is great news. We are a debt-free company. We have been around for 55 years, so it's not like a new flash in the pan. But here's what I want to take us back to. I want to take us back to, if you're going to make something that's awesome, even more abundant, and we're going to take something that is already fabulous, and we're going to make it even better than that, then where are we going to throw the money? Like, what are we going to make richer? We're going to make the compensation plan richer. That's what Dathan wanted to do. So they started with the Great Starts. The Great Starts promotion, where we are the bundles of product and the bonus products for brand new consultants coming in, is extraordinary. And then when you're a brand new consultant, when you're recruiting right away within your first month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, when you're recruiting right away, then you also have the opportunity to get extra bonus products. And then of course they put the $50 bonus in there for every new recruit that you get when you're a brand new consultant, but that's available to everybody, that $50 that comes into play. So you're making your 50% commission when you're selling the product. You're getting a lot of extra bonus products, so you can be using it for hostess incentives and giveaways, so that you can be offering women free mascaras to be a portfolio model for you. And you can be advertising what's going to the charitable foundation with that also. But so we're going to throw some cool stuff into the mix. So we know that having a goal to do the number of faces that you choose to do, the number of parties that you choose to do, the number of beauty experiences that you choose to do. When I was a new consultant, I worked with a portfolio, and the portfolio was about asking women to be models for me so that I could do before and after pictures. And I asked them if they wanted to be a model where I would do a subtle basic look with them, or if they wanted to be a model to do a professional career polished look, or if they wanted to be a model and they wanted an exotic dramatic look, because I needed 3 different models. My portfolio was divided into 3 different categories. And then they would answer what they wanted to do. So then when they would come with me to my success meeting to be a model, I would have the look ready for them to do and take before and after pictures. Now that we do everything digitally, we can put it on our Facebook, we can send them the pictures immediately, and they can see the difference in their skin, the difference in the appearance, right like that. Offering models to be a part of my portfolio and gifting them. And now with all the bonus products, so easy to gift people with product for being models, and then they get to try it, and of course then they want it. I would give them gift certificates for thanking them for spending the time with me, and then saying, you know what, the intention of our time together was for you to be a model for me, and not for me to sell you products, so to speak, at this moment in time. But if you would like me to show you the collections, I would be happy to do that. It's entirely up to you, because that's their choice. I wanted them control of that decision. It wasn't about me pushing something. It was about me building relationships, connecting, and allowing women to try this product and put it on their face so that they could firsthand feel it and see it and smell it and touch it and want to eat it, because it's so good. So then they would usually almost always say, I would love to see the collections. And that way I could just show them, here is what they are. This is the collections. And if you would like to start with a collection, you can use your certificate toward that collection. It's entirely up to you. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? It's not about pushing something. It's about offering something. And when you've got something that's great, it's so easy to want to offer it. Okay, so let's talk about product at hand. Let's talk about us as consultants being in business, and when you have new consultants coming on board, why it makes a difference for them to have inventory on hand. I want you to know that inventory, of course, is an option. You do know that. All of you guys know that. Inventory is an option. All my amazing consultants on this Zoom call with me right now. But the benefits of product on hand are that you own your own business and now you have a store. And when you do your parties and women want that product immediately because it's an emotional buy, you have it there to provide for them. And they get to take it home immediately, and there's nothing better than that, taking it home immediately. And it's a time saver for you because you get to provide it. They take it home. You don't have to backtrack and deliver it to people, wait for it to come in and get it to them. Also, women do buy more when you have it there for them, because the more they can take home, the more that they want. And that's truly a benefit for having the product there as well. And you'll never really know how much you would have sold unless you have it there, because of that very reason. So all those reasons are to a woman's benefit to have the product and to have enough product so that she's not running out as she's doing her parties and her facials. So I want you to know that when we're talking about inventories, the inventory when you're recruiting and building your team is not for the sake of you. Meaning when your brand new consultant starts with inventory, it's not so that you will make a bigger commission. It's so that she will start her business off from a success vantage point. And that you need to truly understand. Because when we talk about numbers, sometimes it looks as if the numbers are advantageous because we want all these women coming into Mary Kay and getting all their inventories. No, women come into Mary Kay, we show them the information about inventory. They make a decision of what level they want to start with, what they want to start with, and why they would want to start with it. And it's an educated decision. It's hard to make a decision about inventory unless you've got the information and you have received the education about the inventory, because you got to understand why you would want one level versus another level, or one star consultant position versus another, or how much extra free product comes into play and all that good stuff. It's got to be an educated decision to make. But inventory is for the sake of them. It's not for the sake of you. And right there is one of the major things that's very different about our business. When we are walking into Mary Kay, yes, it's about what we can accomplish. Yes, it's about how our lives can change. Yes, when I started, it was about wanting to get out of that car with a hole in the floorboard and be able to pay off some debt and to change our living situation and to not sweat out whether we had enough money to pay the light bill or not. Because we were in that situation. I know what that feels like. Yes, it was about what can I do with this opportunity? How can this change my life and make my life better? Yes, definitely it's about that. But when you start to build your business, then all of a sudden there's this shift that takes place. It's like a wow, you understand. That the sake of your success is going to benefit you, your life, and your family's life. But it's also to be a testimony and an evidence that they can do it too. It's an evidence that the women that you sponsor, recruit, bring into the company, your business associates, it's for their success. So you're building your team because it's awesome to build a team. And it's awesome to be in your red jacket. And there's a whole bunch of rewards available to you. But it's also about what's in it for them. It's so that they have a business opportunity that can transform their lives and they're set up for success. So why do you want to run for red? I wanted to run for red when I was brand new because I just wanted to be one of the red jacket women. That was like a next level of recognition. That was another place where I could come up in front of the meeting and that I could the red jackets, come on up. I want to be one of those women. I wanted to also have my own team. I wanted my own team. I was excited about my very first recruit. She was my first recruit. My advice to her name is Marilyn, I'm going to have another recruit and then you're going to have your first recruit and we're going to create a team. And then someday that team's going to be a unit. And I called them the James Gang. They were the James Gang. And we sat on the front row of the meetings and there's nothing more fun than having that buddy, that new person joining you on your team. So wanting to be a red jacket, here's what's in it for you. When you personally sponsor someone, you're going to right off the bat make a 4% commission. And that commission is, of course, dependent on what amount of inventory they start on. You make 4% regardless of what level they start on with their business. But with that commission, then you're making your commission check. But with every new person that you recruit, you're also making a $50 bonus, a $50 bonus. And then when you hit red jacket, you're going to make now another $100 bonus, a $100 bonus. So I have numbers that I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to flip us back to a little bit of psychology first before I talk about the numbers. You see, when I got in and became a consultant and was so excited when my starter kit got there, how many of you like remember the moment your starter kit hit the door? Like, how many of you like remember what the box looked like? Yes. How many of you remember opening it up? I mean, I've been in the company over 30 years. I remember opening that up. In fact, I have a picture of me with my starter kit, brand new consultant. And I was taking out all those tubes and I felt like it was a chemistry set. I was so excited about all the stuff that was in it. I couldn't wait to grab faces and put the product on them. So that starter kit, I mean, that is when I opened the door to that starter kit and I had that opportunity, I knew I was in business for myself and I was off and running. So these are sometimes the difference on how quickly we can run has to do with the dedication of our heart. The dedication of our heart. Now, I'm saying this because people ask me all the time, what do you think makes the greatest difference on women being successful? Do you think it has to do with personality? Do you think it has to do with where people live? Do you think it has to do with their age or their background or what they've done before? In fact, I think Sean Key was just asked on an airplane a few weeks ago, like, what is your greatest competitor in Mary Kay? Like, what's our greatest competitor? And he said, our greatest competitor is women listening to negative voices in their life. Our greatest competition is women not believing in themselves. Our greatest competition is women not managing their time or taking this seriously. Our greatest competition is procrastination. Our greatest competition are the things that we allow to work against us. And so when I am asked what makes the greatest difference, I always say that the dedication of a person's heart, meaning how much are we dedicated to our success? Because, so number one, if you're taking notes, I want you to write down dedicated heart. And this is what a dedicated heart looks like, even though I didn't even know this when I came in. I was off and running, and my story that I told myself in my brain, my story was a success story. The story in front of me was a success story, meaning that I was running after more income. I was running after my business growing, developing a clientele. I was after getting out of debt. I was running for a story of success. That was my story. And when you have a dedicated heart, it's attached to your story. So a person with a dedicated heart has a successful success story. And when you have a disappointment or a discouragement, you don't quit because your success story is what keeps you going. When you have frustration or you start going sideways or there's a major distraction that occurs, your heart stays dedicated because your success story is a success story. A dedicated heart means you get right back on the trail, you get right back in the zone, you get right back with the plan. If you miss your goal, you pick yourself up and you reset the goal. You reset the goal. In fact, I was reading some quotes about goals, and Rick Warren says, goals are spiritual seeds from God, and they are his most powerful form of energy that are planted deep in our hearts. Goals are spiritual seeds that are God's most powerful form of energy that are planted in our hearts for the intention of living our lives with purpose and with direction. Because if we want to change something, it's necessary to set a goal. If we want to shift something, if we want to elevate something, if we want to alter something, it's necessary to set a goal. And I don't think that I set goals before I got into Mary Kay. I worked toward having decent grades when I was in college. I worked for completing my courses, but I don't know that I necessarily set a goal with a timeline and an urgency to achieve that goal. And then what's the benefit of the achievement of a goal is that it builds your confidence and it causes you to know that you can do it again. And then you set the next goal. It kind of sets you up on a platform for what's next. What's next that I get to do now? And so that's the benefit of going after. Now, what if you miss the goal? What if you miss the goal? You just pick yourself back up and you reset it. You're further ahead than you would have been otherwise. You've learned a lot, because the best education is experiential education, where you learn from what you're doing and you can sharpen yourself as a result of that. So a decided heart is a heart that doesn't get undecided because of outside scenarios that occur. A decided heart is something that's internal, like I am going to see this through. I am going to make this happen. I am going to change this scenario. I am going to get from here to there. And there is where I want to be. And you got to know why you want to be there. I knew I wanted to be there. I knew I didn't want to live in that apartment with yellow carpeting anymore. I knew that I did not want to drive that car with a hole in the floorboard, that I worried about it breaking down all the time anymore. I knew that I didn't like trying to figure out whether I had enough money to put gas in my car anymore. I wanted to change that. I wanted to live with overflow money, not just getting by, more than enough. More than enough. In fact, figuring out what I was going to do with it. Like, now what am I going to do with the extra money that I just made here? That's what it's supposed to look like. That's how it's supposed to be. I have lived without money and I've lived with money. Let me tell you, it's way better to live with it than without it. It gives you options, it gives you choices, and it's way less stressful. The other thing in life that's way less stressful is less insecurity. Makes life way easier. The more confident we become, the easier life becomes. The more insecure we are, the more challenging life is. And so having a goal means that you are growing, you're getting stronger, you're moving forward, you're making progress, it's getting better, you have a different outlook on life. All those things work together. So I love Rick Warren's quote, because then it was followed by Anthony Robbins' quote, and his is, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible things in your life into visible things in your life. The things that you dream about, the way that you would love for it to be able to fly. I met with a friend for lunch who's in Mary Kay. She was coming through town, and she said to me today, she goes, I said, how was Labor Day? She goes, Labor Day was awesome. We just rented this huge house. And on some lake in Oklahoma that I wasn't even aware existed. And she said, and all of our family came to this huge house, and it was a $2 million home, and we had the time of our lives. I thought, how many families pull everybody together for Labor Day and they do something like that? Pull your mom and your sister and your aunt together and fly to New York City and go shopping, go to the Empire State Building, go to a Broadway show, or travel internationally. Kathy Halou, on our Inner Circle Voxer, she came on the other day. She goes, sorry, you guys, I haven't been on for a while because I was just in Italy with my kids. Her daughters, Sydney and Jordan, and their husbands were in Italy, and Kathy flew over there to spend a week with them. They'd already been over there for a week. So all on Mary Kay income. Those are the fun things. The fun things from the here to there. What does the there look like? What do you want your there to look like? And then the last quote that I have on here was actually from Mary Kay. And it was, our life is intended for a purpose. And there's no purpose met without a goal being set. No purpose that is met without a goal being set. Okay, so turning the invisible into the visible. All right, so an undecided heart. This is what an undecided heart looks like. An undecided heart is somebody who wants something, you want something, but you've not decided you're absolutely going to get it. You talk about it and you think about it and you consider it, but there's not an unnegotiable decision. So that means when you talk about it, you can even set a goal toward it and you can start to work toward it, but then something happens. There is a distraction, or there is a frustration, or somebody doesn't show up for something, and then your frustration causes you to just set it down. So an undecided heart can be stopped easily. An undecided heart can be distracted easily. An undecided heart, in fact, here was the conversation. I wrote down conversations. With the decided heart, the conversation is about where you're going, what it's going to look like when you get there, what it's going to feel like when you get there, and those are your conversations. In fact, Will Smith, when he was interviewed, he talked about the fact that at his dinner table, his parents made a rule that the conversations were never about the hardships of their current situation, but only the accomplishments and the achievements of their future goals and hopes, dreams and directions. And he said, if we wouldn't have had those conversations, I wouldn't be living the life that I'm living right now. Conversations make a difference. So undecided heart conversations are about the frustration or the distraction, not about the direction, the hope, and the future and where you're going to be. In fact, this is what it said in this book. An undecided heart operates in procrastination, no fuel, no excitement. Small disappointments distract you. I already said that. You have a tendency to give up even before the distraction sometimes because you're waiting for it to happen. Like you're anticipating what's going to stop you instead of anticipating the success. It's a different story in your mind. It's not a success story. It's a I want story. I want this to happen story, but not a dedication story. Not a seeing it through story. Only a wishing story. Okay, now then the last is a complacent heart. A complacent heart is a heart that has a closed mindset. A closed mindset. Dr. Henry Cloud always talks about an open mindset is somebody who's open to new suggestions, new possibilities. So I always, our directors, we always talk about the fact that when we call each other and we say, tell me another way of looking at this. Tell me another perspective on it. Tell me what I could do right now that could make this situation better, different, more amazing, versus calling to complain. Calling to complain is not what we do. That's not part of our conversations. That's not how we live our lives. Complaining is a complacent heart. A complacent heart is a complaining heart. A complacent heart finds the conversation in blaming, and also why it won't work. Complacent hearts look for the evidence as to why they won't instead of the reasons why they will. A complacent heart, in fact, my mom used to say to me, if you tell me why you don't think you can, then I can tell you all the reasons why I believe that you will, and I can help inspire you. But if you're going to tell me all the reasons why you won't, then I can't inspire you. A won't heart can't be inspired because you've already made a decision that you're not going to entertain the possibility. And when somebody tries to help you, you tell them all the reasons why it's not going to work. That's a complacent heart. Sometimes we just have to consider where our heart is, because an undecided heart is, there are no champions. There are no champions with undecided hearts. There's only champions that have decided hearts. There are no national sales directors with undecided hearts. There are no top directors with undecided hearts. They have decided hearts. So deciding, what is it you're going to decide right now? What's your decision? What's your goal? What do you want? How do you want your life to be? What do you want it to look like? This is your answer. This is your solution. This is it. And you are a part of this. You made the decision to come into this first best decision that you made. You're on this Zoom call because you want something more. So we're going to talk about Running for Red. We're going to talk about a new consultant that comes into Mary Kay that builds a team of 3. And you know the average inventory is a $2,000. That's an average across our board. So some women start with 4,200. Some women start their business with really 3,000 or 3,600 is a profit level, meaning you've got enough product to do 2 to 3 parties a week and not run out of things, that you can be placing orders to replenish without running out in the meantime, and you've got enough of everything they need to fill up a roll-up bag and give it to them right there so they can be holding it and taking it home. But a 2,000 is kind of our entire national area average for a brand new inventory. So 4%, a 4% commission of 3 women starting their business off in 1 month with an average inventory order, that's 6,000 production, is $240. And then you're getting a $50 bonus check with every single one of those. And so that's another $150. And then when you become a red jacket, our new bonus that's in place is a $100 bonus when you become a red jacket for the first time, a red jacket. That's $100. So $490 in the hands of a brand new consultant coming into the company that becomes a red jacket consultant with averages in place. And of course, they're making their 50% from their sales and the faces that they do, the power starts and the perfect starts that they accomplish. But that's an extra $490 that before the company threw these new programs into place that just hit, it would have just been $240. And now it's $490. But let's talk about a brand new consultant or you that come into the company, or you're not a red jacket yet. So the only difference here would be the red jacket bonus. But if you've already been a red jacket and you're not going to get the red jacket bonus, know that the new consultants you're recruiting are going to get the red jacket bonus. That's why you're excited about it. For the women that are coming onto your team, the women that you're going to lead, the best for them. So let's say let's say you recruit 5 in 1 month, 5 in 1 month, and you earn a gold medal. And they all average $2,000 inventories, not for the sake of you, for the sake of them. They get inventory for the sake of them. But a 9% commission, when you have 5 women, a 9% commission is going to be $900. And then the $50 bonus that you're making because of every 5 of those brand new women is $250 bonus. And then a red jacket bonus is $100 on top of that. That is $1,250. $1,250. Now, before they threw all these great new stuff into place, that would have been $900, but now it is $1,250. Okay, if it was 13% commission, that would be $1,650, $1,650. You can be making that right now. Everybody on this event call can be making that right now. This month is September. That could be your income on top of your sales, on top of your reorder business, on top of that star consultant focus that you're focused in on top of all of that. This is for building your team. So what the company has done is they made our compensation plan the best that it has ever been. In my over 37 years that I've been in this company, this compensation plan right now is the best that it's ever been. And I didn't think it could be any better, but Nathan Moore has decided that he wants to make this as lucrative for our consultants as possible, that you can be making the most money for the amount of time you put in as possible. You can be working smart instead of hard. Smart instead of hard. Because how do you recruit those women? You bring them to your success meetings. You set up appointments so your directors can share the information with them and do it in a very non-threatening way. They're sharing information for them to know. You could call everybody you know right now who deserves to be making this money and joining you and running with you so they can be making it along with you, because it's way fun to have somebody make a lot of money beside you than just you running with friends to make a lot of money. So that is the new stuff. And then here's the deal. Right now with the bonuses that you get, the bundles that you get, a brand new people who come in can also be getting their bundles for their team members. So an extra $200 in retail bundles for every new person in addition. So there you go. Like, it's tons. It's just awesome. So why are they putting this into place? Is it for the sake of them? Well, you know, the company will grow, the company will get stronger, the company will be even better, because we know that success begets success. But they didn't have to do that. We're a debt-free company. We're building a new manufacturing facility. We've got phenomenal products that are coming out. We're going to sell the products because the products are amazing. They didn't have to put this into place. This put this into place for the sake of us. So it would be richer, so it'd be better, so you could be making more money. So we're going to take advantage of it. Yes, it's there for us to take advantage. So we're going to do that very thing. And so all the new red jackets that are new red jackets from the 1st of July until our advance. We're going to have a debut on stage for all those red jackets from the 1st of July until our advance. When you're a red jacket, the red jackets who are red jackets by the 15th of September, you are going to be donning the t-shirts that we're going to have at the advance that say accelerate your dreams, just like the artwork that's on the flyer, accelerate your dreams. And the consultants all have white ones, the directors have black ones, and there's going to be gold glitter all over them. You know, they're me, so they have to have glitter on them. And so those are for all the red jackets. You guys have glittery t-shirts that you're going to be wearing on Friday night, but you're going to be standing on that stage. And I think it would be fun if I, Gloria Mayfield Banks, owed you in. What do you think? I think that would be fun. Do you agree? Are you smiling? Yay. I like your smiles. So we'll have Gloria owed in all the red jackets that stand on that stage at our advance, that are new red jackets from July 1 until our advance hits. So yay, another added extra fun thing. And then I got one more. And this is for the sell the product, because that is oh so very important, because that's where you're establishing the foundation of your business. So for all of our consultants that sell a minimum of $2,000 in the month of September, and they order a minimum of $1,000 as a result of that. So you sell $2,000, $1,000 is your profit in your hand on top of all this other profit. And then you are replenishing that product. So you're sending in $1,000 order to the company to replenish the product you've sold off your shelf. All the consultants who do that, I have this cool, I just ordered them. Rockstar pin. It's a Rockstar pin. It says Rockstar, it's got a star on it, sassy fun. And so I will be having all of those at the advance for those women in the month of September. We call them stellar sellers who sell over $2,000, who place a $1,000 order. You'll get a Rockstar pin from me as you come onto the stage to get that recognition. So we're gonna have new red jackets over there, we have Rockstar stellar sellers. Matthew Arnold had this quote. It said, whenever there comes a time where women in this world come together for the sake of mankind, such a force will have never been seen before. I was studying in a Christian conference when that quote was read, and I thought to myself, if ever comes a time that women in this world come together for the sake of mankind, that obviously they don't know that we exist. That's exactly what she did. She pulled us together for the force of women to come together for the sake of mankind. I remember when I went to my first seminar, and one of the consultants that was with us, her husband said after General Assembly on the first day, he said, oh my gosh, women are taking over the world. Said, I think we are, in such a good way, for the sake of our awesome men who we adore. But we are, it is a force. It is a force. Women coming together for the sake of others. It's that generous spirit. It's that graciousness. It's nice to be important, but it's so much more important to be nice. That bad things might happen in threes, but great things happen in thousands. We were just at a funeral this last weekend. Brian's aunt passed away. His mom, Pat, it was her sister, and her name was Glendora, and she was 101 years old. And I should have it in front of me, and I don't, but the program said, after a long bout of happiness and fulfillment, Glendora lived 100 years of extraordinary. This last year was a little challenging. So our life is not counted on the things that happen that are difficult or painful, even though that's just a part of life. Our life is that we continue to cast a vision of the hope and the passion and the exhilaration and the excitement and the ignition. So when we have challenging things happen and we have pain in our life, that we have the fortitude to walk through them with God's grace, and that He gives us the grace to be able to do just that. That the grace is not something that we're just to carry ourselves, it's something that we pass on. So when we walk through challenging things and He gives us the grace and He gives us His solace and we can feel His presence, then we are to take that and pass it on to others when they walk through this. See, if we worked regular jobs right now and that was all that we had, we didn't have this, then our platforms are somewhat limited to that situation. And in Mary Kay, the cool thing about every woman we sit in front of and every party that we do and every marketing plan that we share is a platform. And you are influencers. You've got a good word. You've got a kind spirit. You've got an interest in them and helping them feel valued. That sign around their neck that Mary Kay said is invisible, make me feel important. We all have the ability to do that very thing. We are good finders. We are caregivers, and we are celebrators. And that's what we do for a living. We encourage, we love on, we elevate, and we transform women's lives. That's what we're all about. That's what she intended. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And then as a result, we have an abundant life because it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. And that's why she created this. So we're in it together. So my desire of my heart is that every one of us, I would love every one of our consultants in our national area to be at our advance in Omaha, Nebraska, because it's going to be lots of education, lots of learning, lots of sharpening, lots of all that good stuff, but also lots of uniting. And I believe that when hearts are united, it makes us stronger internally and together on the same page, going the same direction with the same intention is biblical. And the more that we do that, such a force has never been seen before. So in closing, I'm going to share with you from Traveler's Gift. It's really cool. I was with my sister, Mackenzie, and I took baby Jensen to see my mom, and I shared it with the directors. I put it on Facebook too because I put pictures of all our generations. My mom is in Indianapolis right now. She lived with us in Lincoln, Nebraska, in our home. When I got into Mary Kay, I just so wanted her to be excited for me, and she was not. She was not happy when I left my teaching position and I was going to pursue this full time and support my family. She was worried. She was concerned. She thought I was putting myself in a risky situation. And then I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision that even though I wanted her approval. And I wanted her to be happy for me, and that was not the position she took. And I understand why she didn't. I understand she was being a mom. But I had to make a decision that I was going to do it anyway, that my life was not going to be dictated by the approval or lack of approval from those I loved, because sometimes people don't understand our calling or our heart. And I knew that this was for me, and I knew I was supposed to do it, and I wasn't going to let go of it. And she respected that. She wasn't like excited, but she respected it. And then, of course, years later, when my dad passed away, and they went through a lot of financial difficulties, she ended up living with my grandmother. And so when Brian and I built our home in Lincoln, Nebraska, our national home, we decided to invite her into our home so that she could come live with us, and we could turn 2 bedrooms into a suite for her. And I could take her shopping in Kansas City. My mother loves beautiful things. And we were able to buy all new furniture for her suite and bedding and paintings that she loved. And the sofa was yellow and it had flowers on it. It was just gorgeous. And anyway, I'm saying that because when she moved to Indianapolis, and we moved her there, we got her a condo, and we put her up in the condo, and we got even more furniture for her. That happened when we moved to Oklahoma City. We moved her to Indianapolis because my sister lives there. My sister was excited about her being close to her, because for 5 years, she lived with us in Lincoln, and she was there for our girls. So Mackenzie and Whitney was going from junior high into high school, and Mackenzie was going from elementary into junior high. And so she was the added voice and the added ears and the added loves and cuddles and snuggles and stories. And in fact, Mackenzie's love of art is because my mom was very well read. She did not graduate from college. She didn't go to college, but she just would always read lots of things. And so she loved Monet, and she loved Renoir and Degas and all the arts. And when I went to college, my first semester, I took a humanities class, and I came home one weekend from college, and I'm telling her all about this humanities class I loved. I loved the Renaissance period, and she was asking me, like, what about the Middle Ages? Did you like that one? Or did you like the New Ages? Or what about the Impressionistic? I mean, she knew all of that. I had no idea. But I learned that my mom was pretty smart, and that she had a passion for all those things. So I'm telling you that also because my mom right now has Alzheimer's, and so now we have moved her into a care unit, a facility a beautiful assisted living with a memory care unit. And so when we took baby Jensen, so my last name is Jensen, my mother's name is Beverly Jensen, and so we took baby Jensen to meet his namesake, his great grandmother, when we got to see her. So it was my sister Gina and Mackenzie and baby Jensen and me. Because when Eli was born, when Whitney had Eli, we took Eli also to meet great grandma. So we went to the room, and the first day she didn't know me. And of course, though, she didn't know Mackenzie, but she was excited that a baby was there. So we celebrated baby time, and she held the baby, and we talked about the baby, and we had a great time. So then we came back the next day, and when she opened up the door, she knew me. And she said, "Stacy, I haven't seen you for so long, and I'm so happy to see you." So I came in, and we hugged on her. And then she sat Mackenzie down on the sofa. She didn't know it was Mackenzie. She said, "I want you to sit right there on that sofa, on that yellow sofa, with the flowers on it that they used to snuggle up on when Mackenzie was little and talk about the Monet paintings." And on the coffee table is a picture of a Renoir that she loved. And then I reached over on her dresser, and I pulled off a picture of me and Whitney and Mackenzie, and I said, "Mom, this is me." And she said, "Yes." And I said, "And this is Whitney," to my daughter Whitney. And she said, "Yes, I know Whitney." And I said, "And this is Mackenzie." She said, "Yes, Mackenzie." And I said, "That right there, that's Mackenzie right there. And that's baby Jensen. That's her son. That's your great grandson." And she grabbed her chest, and tears came to her eyes, and she said, "That's my grandson." I said, "Yes, he's named after you. That's Mackenzie." And a few minutes later, she forgot, but she remembered right there. So many parts of her life wouldn't be the way that it is today if it wasn't for Mary Kay. I am grateful beyond reason that I didn't give up when there was a hardship or a difficulty or a frustration. This was my answer. This was my solution. And this was hers. So we don't always just do it for us. We do it for all the lives that are connected. So, and it's not just all the lives of the people that we know, it's the people that watch us. They want to see us happy. They want us to be excited because we are their evidence that they can be excited as well. So the more that you do, the more that you conquer, the more that you overcome, the more that you walk through, the more that you give them courage that they can do the very same in their lives and they can have that success. That's what Mary Kay, that's why she did it for us. That's why she did it for us. It's so much more than lipstick. Right. So I don't even have to know all of you personally to love you because you're mine and God gave you to me and you're in my arms. And that's why I want us to all be there together to celebrate, because the more that I get to look in your eyes, the more that I get to know you, because I want to know you, the more that I get to spill into your life, pour into your life, teach you, train you, help you, guide you, inspire you in whatever capacity I can do that. I am dedicated to that. That's why I do this. I do this because I love this with all ounces of my being. And I believe in this company with every fiber. Every fiber. It's worthy of our dedication because of what comes back to us as a result. So, in the closing, which I was going to do a while ago, there's a chapter about Columbus in this book. So I was going to tell you because my sister and brother-in-law decided to do a project together. They're going to read this book, The Traveler's Gift, together. And so I went and got it off my shelf. As soon as I got home, I was like, I love that book. So there's a part from Christopher Columbus. In this first part, he says, my friend, Columbus said to the gentleman who's visiting from the future, if you worry about what other people think of you, then you will have more confidence in their opinion that you will have in your own. Poor is the man whose future depends on the opinion and the permission of others. Remember this, if you are afraid of criticism, you will end up doing nothing in your life. And people who do nothing inspire no one. And then the last part, he says, most people fail at whatever they attempt because of an undecided heart. Should I or should I not? Go forward or go back? Success requires the emotional balance of a committed heart and a committed soul. When confronted with a challenge, a committed heart will search for a solution, and an undecided heart will search for an escape. So this is our month of September with great rewards, great results. And if you can't see it, look in my eyes and I will see it for you, because I am the person who will carry your dreams until you carry your own. And I will see you in Omaha, Nebraska in October, if not before, as we will be celebrating all the success stories and all the victories. So thanks for sharing time with me. I love you so. And here's to all the successes that are yet to come, right? Everybody hold your little thumbs up. I'm gonna go ahead and